As the Giants head coach, if you could pick anybody, who's your pick?
I love that because this sheet asks a different question than that, but I'm willing to answer this one as well. First off, I think it's a problem you fired Dable. That is a mistake by the Giants.
Really?
However, John Gruden is the answer to this question.
Gruden.
To handle the personalities of the creatine Caucasians.
Who are the creatine Caucasians?
That's Cam Skataboo and Jackson Dart.
Okay.
To handle those types of guys, you need an individual like Gruden. He's done his time. He's been doing his thing at Barstool. He's got a phenomenal breakdown on YouTube. You guys should go check it out. Phenomenal. This guy's got juice. He loves ball more than anybody else. That's my guy.
And Jackson Dart, he was somebody who attended the Gruden QB camp.
That's right. Got pissed off about the clap.
I like that.
I like that as a name, but let's go around the horn and maybe give some others. Adam Schefter, obviously top insider in the game. What would you just say as a overarching comment on the Giants head coaching search?
I think a lot of people believe they'll go for a coach with experience, considering that a few of their recent hires, Brian Daboll, Joe Judge, some of the others have not had head coaching experience prior. We know that Tom Coughlin had 8 years of head coaching experience when they hired him. That worked out pretty well. So if you're going to go to a head coaching pool, does that mean that you're going to take one of these coaches that perhaps gets terminated in this cycle? Because there could be 5-6 coaches that lose their job in this cycle. Does that mean that a college head coach qualifies? Somebody like a Jeff Hafley, who's coached at Boston College. Somebody like Marcus Freeman at Notre Dame. Does a college head coach qualify for a New York Giants head coaching job if you want experience? I think there's a lot of different ways they can go with this. Obviously going to be a critical hire, and they've got a lot of hires wrong. They need to get this one right.
Will, you gave a name in the pre-show meeting that I think is worthy of the actual program. Who is the former head coach? Who is the former head coach in the NFL that is now coaching in college that you mentioned?
Billy B, Bill Belichick. I mean, that's going to be a conversation. I'm sure he's in all the odds makers, everything else. You know that guy wants to be back in the NFL. College,
Loves the Giants.
North Carolina has been playing better on the back half. Nobody's talking about it. However, it doesn't seem like the whole college world has worked out as well as he'd like. If he had the opportunity, I could see him being in the NFL tomorrow if the New York Giants wanted.
Well, he did call the Jets and inquire whether there was an opportunity to interview with them. It was just an exploratory call. I would imagine the Giants, who he was the defensive coordinator for, is certainly on his mind. Could you see Belichick being in the NFL again?
I think college has stained him to say, okay, I don't want to be here. But I would say, like, I said the same thing last year when he got let go by the Patriots. In some ways, the way that he goes about running his program is hard to upstart somewhere else. And that has shown in North Carolina. But the benefit that he had with the Patriots was that everything ran through him, from the PR to what was eaten to the schedule to every position. Right. He built that trust. That's hard to get at a new place. So for Belichick, to me, if you're going to hire him, that is the question. Without that, is he as effective?
Daniel, give us a name that you might want to
I'll give you two names. Oh, wow. And these are the names that I would like for the Giants. Realistic or not, I don't know that.
Okay.
One would be Kevin Stefanski if he gets, if they move on in Cleveland. And the second name, I'm not saying this to be, I would love Ryan Day there.
Wow. I think Ryan Day.
He's got NFL experience. Was with Chip in San Francisco.
A phenomenal head coach.
Who becomes your house?
I like that pick.
I just think he's a great coach.
You like
Heartline.
the I
think that is good.
I don't mind that.
That's
the first thing you said today I like.
Didn't you say he's taking it, Taylor? Coming up the first thing. His name in All-Pro each of the previous 3 seasons. Who's the other one? Gentlemen.
This is a huge opportunity for Dan Orlovsky every time we go to a commercial.
Come on, boys.
Yeah. He says, easy, no problem. He's let us down multiple times.
That's not
Dan
true.
is the friend he claims to be.
That's not true.
This answer will be correct. This is a Dan Orlovsky. Will, who we got?
We are going to go with Amon-Ra St. Brown. Okay. Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Back up because that's wrong.
Dang it! You didn't even say you didn't even bring him up.
Man, and you know with this show, you're always going to talk about the Cowboys. We haven't talked about them once this show. Once this show.
I said CD.
Why you didn't do that?
Hawk, you didn't know either.
Hawk, you walked in here and read that like a kindergarten.
I feel bad. I felt really good about Amon-Ra. I felt great about it.
Well, I hope you feel good about this. We're not friends anymore.
Yep, it's over.
He's not a friend of the program.
Good job, Hembo. Okay, from CD to GQ. Oh, that's me improvising. Let's play a game we're calling Is This Suitable? Let's get back here.
Look at the boys out there looking.
Love the graphic.
All right.
Love the graphic.
Favorite graphic ever.
Because our boys are all suited up and Shefty's in tats, which I love.
Dang, all right.
Let's ask, does the Eagles play calling suit A.J. Brown, Will Compton?
Oh, absolutely not. I think it suits Jalen Hurts. It suits whatever their offense is trying to do when they score points, but it definitely does not suit A.J. Brown.
Okay. I agree. Dan Orlovsky, we're going to you now.
Great point.
Great insight on that.
That was good. It was a good take.
Reverse the question, make it a statement. Nice.
Nice.
What does this game?
Journalism.
What does this game mean for the Lions, and what can they do on offense?
Yeah, it's obviously a big deal. I think the three things that I would do if I was Detroit was be number one, no surprise, I would get into my 6 offensive lineman run group. Philly wants to play in nickel. Why? Because they want Cooper DeJean on the field. I would as well. This is something with Dan Skipper the Lions have really started to do is get under center, run those 6 offensive linemen. Washington loves to be in nickel as well with their nickel defensive back on the field. Look at the seams that are created with their 6 offensive linemen run game with Jahmyr Gibbs. I would say the second thing is you're going to have to cover Gibbs. Zach Vaughn, really good. Nakobe Dean, really good. 2 good backers for Philly. You got to prove to me that you're going to cover this guy one-on-one and he's going to lose. Because I don't think that there's a backer in the league that can consistently in space cover with Jahmyr. That 6 offensive lineman as well, you got to prove to me you can cover J-Mo. Quinyon Mitchell's been great.
Banged up last
But you can't come on TV and say there were guys open last week for Green Bay and Jordan Love just didn't throw it.
I said that.
And then sit there and say Quinyon Mitchell covers everybody. I think that Jameson down the field can create some really high-end separation. Good corners in Philly. Good corners. Quinyon's great. But I still think that J-Mo can win one-on-one at times.
You know what fires me up about Jared Goff? He always throws it to the open receiver. That's what I love about him. Yeah. He crushes that. Yeah. No, he throws to the open receivers.
What a concept, right?
What a concept.
I wish I
under center, too. You love him under center.
I wish under center.
Play action. Great. Throws, great timing, precision.
Let's stay with the suit motif here.
Okay.
Taylor Lewan. Let's begin in Chicago. Dan, why is Caleb having so much success in year 2?
He's a much better play-action passing quarterback this year than he was last year. Last year in play-action game, he was bad. This year in the play-action game, he's been good. And I think the reality is it allows him to just be a reactionary player and a attacking player. And the playmaking element is a little bit more enhanced when he's playing in that play-action game. There was the moment in the Giants game in the 4th quarter where he just put this team on his back in their play-action bootleg keeper game and just became a playmaking athlete was the reason they won.
Okay, what's your biggest concern for Aaron Rodgers after what was a confusing Sunday night game against the Chargers?
Yeah, the Chargers came out and said, hey, on 3rd down, we're going to double-team DK Metcalf and double-team Pat Freiermuth, and you got no one else to throw the football to. And that's their reality. And unless somebody steps forward outside of those 2 players in their pass game, the defenses that are smart and well coached are going to sit there and say, we're going to dare somebody else to beat us. And I don't think the Steelers have that person. No one's throwing the ball downfield less really right now than Aaron Rodgers. And when you take away that efficiency and get them to those situations where they can play 1 or 2-on-1 versus those guys, that offense is going to struggle.
All right, the Broncos are 8-2, but their offense has been putrid.
Steelers Nation, pay attention, because this moment right here may define the entire trajectory of the 2025 Pittsburgh Steelers. This is not just another late season headline, not just another roster rumor, not just another move on paper. This is a call to arms for a franchise that has been tested, challenged, questioned, and pushed into a corner throughout this season. The Steelers entered 2025 with heavy expectations on the defensive side of the ball. One of the highest paid defensive units in the entire league. A group built to dominate. A group built to impose its will. A group built to control football games from start to finish. And yet what we've seen at times this year has not reflected that vision. There have been breakdowns, missed assignments, stretches of inconsistency, and moments where the weight of expectation felt heavier than the shoulder pads they wear. But here's the truth. This team is not running from adversity. They're staring it directly in the face. And the front office, led by Omar Khan, is not sitting still or pretending everything is fine. He has made moves, real moves, necessary moves, moves to reshape the identity of this defense before it's too late. Bringing in Asante Samuel Jr. added legitimate starting caliber talent to a secondary that desperately needed depth, experience, and fresh energy. Adding Kyle Duggar brought versatility and toughness to the back end. These signings weren't about scraping the bottom of the market. They were about restoring stability, about reinforcing the message that this defense must once again become the strength of this football team. Now Khan has another chance to make an impact because a new name has just entered the market, Kalen Saunders. A former Kansas City Chiefs third-round pick, a two-time Super Bowl champion, a powerful interior presence, and a proven contributor when used correctly. At only 29 years old, he has experience, bursts of production, and the mindset of someone who knows what winning football feels like. He was traded to Jacksonville, barely used, mismanaged, pushed aside, and now released into a league full of teams that know exactly what kind of value a motivated veteran defensive tackle can bring. If he clears waivers, the Steelers should be on the phone immediately. This is not about panic. This is about precision. This is about recognizing that while Cam Hayward continues to anchor the line with leadership and consistency, and while Derek Harmon and Keanu Benton have been outstanding, the Steelers still lack that one extra interior disruptor who can rotate in, generate pressure, and keep this front from wearing down late in games. Saunders brings that. He understands big moments. He's made big plays. And with Pittsburgh fighting to maintain playoff positioning, additions like this matter. Every snap matters. Every roster spot matters. Every inch on that field matters. Let's be honest. This Steelers team is sitting in a position where the postseason is within reach, but by no means guaranteed. If they stumble at the wrong time, if they fail to close out games, they could fall out of contention fast. That's why the urgency is real. That's why the tone in the locker room has shifted. This is gut check time. This is when the true identity of a franchise emerges. And the Steelers, with all the tradition, all the pride, all the toughness baked into their DNA, know exactly what this moment demands. And make no mistake, other teams are watching. Rival teams, contenders. The Baltimore Ravens, who have struggled on their own defensive front, will almost certainly be in the mix if Saunders becomes available. They sit below Pittsburgh in the standings, meaning they would get priority on waivers. The Steelers cannot afford to let a divisional rival strengthen a weakness with a player who fits them perfectly. That is the kind of move that changes a December game, that shifts a division race, that alters a playoff picture. This is chess, and Pittsburgh cannot play checkers while rivals play 3 moves ahead. The Steelers need bodies, but more importantly, they need presence. They need urgency. They need identity. And moves like adding Saunders signal that this team understands it is time to finish the season with purpose, not drift through it with uncertainty. Every veteran in that locker room knows that the margin for error is shrinking. Every young player knows that this is the moment where careers are defined. Every member of this coaching staff understands that Pittsburgh football is not built on excuses. It's built on response, and this is their chance to respond. So here's the truth as I see it. Pittsburgh is absolutely capable of making a late-season surge. They have the coaching, they have the defensive core, they have the front office support, and they have the hunger. If they add the right piece, if they strengthen the trenches, if they reinforce the interior, this defense can flip the switch and become the force it was designed to be. This is the moment for the Steelers to rise, to make their move, to take control of the narrative, and seize the opportunity that's sitting right in front of them. Steelers Nation, I want to hear from you. Should the Steelers go all in and bring Kalen Sanders into this defense? Do you believe this team can surge into the postseason and make noise once they get there? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Tell me what you see, what you feel, what you believe. And if you support the black and gold with everything you got, hit that like button, subscribe to Steelers Nation Wire, and stay with us as we push toward the most important stretch of the season. The story isn't finished, the fight isn't over, and the Steelers are far from done.